Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris. We talk all about koi ponds, waterfalls, water gardens, filtration, aquatic plants, everything here for you. I have a ton of videos here for you guys on all kinds of topics relating to koi ponds and water gardens. So if you're into this stuff like I am, please subscribe to the channel, take some time, look around. I have a ton of videos here to help you guys out. And in order to help you find things a little bit easier, I have playlists that are broken down into different subjects. So if you're interested in a certain subject, you can look at the playlists and you can find videos on fish, videos on water plants, videos on pond filtration, videos on construction and design. So all kinds of stuff like that to help you, take care of your pond, build your pond, and hopefully enjoy your pond. So again, thank you very much for watching. Today's video is really going to be pretty short and sweet. I don't want to get into anything too crazy here. It's just something that I run into occasionally and I thought I would share it with you. It's about catfish. Catfish, and I want to get in just briefly about tadpoles and snails as well for your pond, but specifically catfish. Now the reason why I'm adding tadpoles and snails to this is because along with catfish for your pond, I feel that the three of them are basically gimmicks, okay? Ways to get you to buy something, all right, for your pond that's really not necessary. So, why do I say that? All right, catfish are sold commonly for these ponds, and they're sold as basically what they would call bottom feeders. They help clean up the bottom of your pond. They eat all this crap on the bottom of your pond. So you need a catfish to help keep your pond clean. Okay. Well, here's where this whole misconception starts. In the aquarium trade, in the freshwater aquarium trade, there are different types of fish called plecos. And plecos are kind of related to the catfish. They're bottom feeders, they're whatever. But the plecos are the fish that you see stuck to the side of the fish tank, and they have like a round sucker mouth kind of thing. And basically they eat a lot of the algae that is growing on the glass or acrylic walls of your aquarium, and they do kind of help to keep it clean. They can pull some of the algae and stuff off of the rocks on the bottom of the pond, or not pond, well, aquarium, okay? But they are tropical, so they're not going to live outdoors in your pond. Now, catfish are also these bottom feeders, okay? So they're kind of thrown into the same category as these plecos, as that they'll keep your pond clean because they eat all the garbage on the liner and the bottom of your pond. Now, this is not true at all, okay? Catfish will not keep your pond clean. Catfish make more of a mess in your pond, all right? They're destructive. They dig in all your plants. They are bottom feeders, yes. What does that mean? In the wild, okay, they dig in the mud. They're looking for worms, mollusks, all kinds of insects, larvae, stuff like this, okay? They're not eating the mud. They're not eating the dirt. So you put them into your pond, they are not going to keep it clean. All right, they're not going to eat the mud, the dirt, the detritus, the crap that's building up on the bottom of your pond. All right, they don't eat that. All right, so they get pretty destructive. Like I said, they will dig in your pots from your plants. They will uproot your plants. They will, all the dirt in the pots and your lilies and stuff will end up all over the pond. These catfish that are sold in the pond industry are basically, at least what I've seen around here, either blue or gold channel cats. They get big, like they will get 3 foot long, and their heads are massive, and their mouths are massive. Whatever they can get in their mouth, they'll eat, including your smaller fish, all right? They can become very, very destructive in these ponds. Now, the other thing with these catfish is their side pectoral fins, okay, have long barbs on the like bony edge of the fin, and those have points on the end of it. So if you go to pick up this catfish, he's immediately in self-defense going to stick his fins out. And if he does and you grab that fish, you're going to get a nice little puncture in your hands. So they're not easy to handle when they get bigger. They will, like I said, eat other fish. Whatever they get in their mouth, okay, they can eat. So I had a client that we rebuilt a pond for. She had a pond previously, she had some nice koi in there, and she had a nice big gold channel cat, probably in the neighborhood of 18 inches long, okay? When we built her the new pond, we had all her fish in a big holding tank temporarily, right, while we were doing the construction. As we were done building her new pond, and it was about time to put her fish back into the new pond, I kind of joked with her, joking but serious, and I said to her, well, now's your chance to get rid of that catfish because he's, you know, out here in the holding tank. It'd be easy to catch him if you want to get rid of him. Why would I get rid of him? I don't want to get rid of that fish. I've had him for years. Why would I get rid of that catfish? You know, and I'm just saying they're going to get. He can be really destructive, and he's going to get really big in here. I don't want to get rid of that fish. He's good. I don't keep that fish. I don't want to get rid of. Okay. So I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. So we put him back in the pond. A couple of days later, you know, she's got a brand new pond now. She's all excited. She wants to go out and buy some new fish. She spent a couple $100 on some, you know, nice small koi, you know, 4 or 5 inches, whatever, you know, just small koi. But she put quite a few of them in there. And like the next day, she says to me, Chris, she goes, half of my koi are missing. I don't know where they went. You know, can you come over? Maybe they went down the bottom drain and they're stuck in the bottom drain or in their filter tank or something. Okay, so I go running over there. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, I wonder if that catfish ate them. So I go in a filter tank. I take it all apart. There's no fish in there. I blew out the bottom drains. There's no fish in there. So where'd they go? Well, I bet that catfish ate them. He didn't eat them. There's no way, you know. Okay, she puts up this whole thing. The next morning, she calls me up in this like frantic panic attack. She got a picture of the catfish with a tail sticking out of his mouth. All right. So a couple $100 worth of koi, and they're slowly disappearing one by one. Catfish is eating them. Okay. So yeah, you know, I've seen catfish with big frogs in their mouths. Okay. Yeah, they get big. The heads on these fish are big. Their mouths get big. So, yeah, they can get pretty destructive. So when I hear people, you know, oh, should I go out and buy a catfish? I'm like, no. no catfish. Don't buy. Oh, but they'll keep my pond clean. No, they won't. All right. So just understand that, right? They are bottom feeders, yes. In nature, yeah, they pick through the mud and the dirt and the gravel and they look for worms and all kinds of mollusks and things like that. They're not going to eat the dirt and the mud and the leaves in the bottom of your pond. Okay? So, you know, that's got to be removed with your filter system. Not a fish. All right. Okay. So next part of it, the snails and tadpoles. Okay. So while I see these catfish as being a big gimmick to, you know, sell and make money, you know, at these pond places, you know, yeah, you need a catfish in your pond. No, you don't. Okay. Snails and tadpoles as well are also sold as they eat algae. They help keep your pond clean. All right, well, here's the deal. All right, do you know how many little snails you need in a pond to keep it clean? All right, or tadpoles? How much algae is that one little tadpole, you know, a little tadpole this big, gonna eat? Think about it. All right, yeah, do they eat algae? Yeah, they eat algae. If you put 50 snails in a 5-gallon bucket, they'll keep it clean. I guarantee you they'll keep it clean, right? But a dozen snails in a 2,000-gallon pond, they ain't gonna touch it. Not only that, I've seen so many times people go out, they buy these snails, they buy a dozen snails, 10 snails, whatever, they throw them in their pond, and within 15 minutes, the koi have sucked them all out of the shells and ate them. All right, there goes all your money, just like that. Now the fish enjoyed it, right? They had a nice snack, but it's a waste of money. Now, buying tadpoles, well, they're kind of cool because they turn into frogs, right? And it's actually really, really cool to watch a tadpole grow its legs and lose its tail and become a frog. It's a really cool thing. The problem is half the time you throw these tadpoles into the pond and you'll hardly ever see them because they go hide under the rocks. They go hide, you know, in my ponds they go right in the bottom drains, right? But I don't see their value in eating algae. They're not going to keep your pond clean unless you put 500 tadpoles in your pond. And once they turn into frogs, you're going to have a ton of frogs around. So here's the thing, a lot of people love the frogs. Some people don't like frogs, but most people do. And they want the frogs around their ponds. So they want to go buy tadpoles thinking they'll turn into frogs and they'll have frogs. Well, unfortunately, you know, I've read something that says that for whatever reason, and I'm not sure, there's a whole science thing behind this, that now a lot of tadpoles are not actually turning into frogs for whatever reasons, okay? But, you know, bottom line is, if they turn into frogs, they may stay. You may have a bunch of frogs around your pond. But they're wild animals, so you can't make them stay, or you can't make them come to your pond, right? It's going to be based on the food source. So typically people say, oh, I want to go buy tadpoles because, you know, I want frogs. Well, I'd advise you not to go out and buy them because they come naturally. If you have a pond, you're probably going to end up with some frogs around it. Maybe not, like if you build your pond today, they might not be there tomorrow, but within a short period of time, you'll probably end up with a couple frogs. I don't have very many clients that have ponds that don't have any frogs. They come around, and if the food source there is good for them, they stay. And yeah, they're cool to listen to at night when you hear them croaking and stuff. It's pretty neat, you know. And there's many different types of frogs. Again, a lot of the tadpoles that you buy are bullfrogs, and they get big. All right, bullfrogs can get pretty big. I've seen bullfrogs with a little bird in its mouth. I've seen bullfrogs eat small fish. So again, cool to have, but you know, again, they come and go on their own. I wouldn't suggest you got to go run out and buy tadpoles because they're going to eat the algae and keep your pond clean. It's kind of cool if you know you have some little kids and you know they like the little tadpoles, and to see them grow if they stick around and you can see them and watch them grow and turn into frogs and have frogs around. It's a pretty cool thing to have around your pond. So yeah, so that's basically my little thing here today, right? Catfish, no. All right, don't buy catfish. I mean, I really don't have any argument as to why you would want that, okay? I don't see the point. They get large, they get destructive. And snails, you know, in a water garden, without koi, yeah, a few snails, it won't hurt. They do multiply, however, okay? They will multiply, so keep that in mind. But the snails, I don't see necessary. And tadpoles, kind of cool, but if you're just buying tadpoles because you want frogs, I'd say save your money. The frogs will probably come naturally in time anyway. All right. So thanks for watching the video. I hope it kind of helped you out a little bit and maybe, you know, gave you a little bit of advice. So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate the support. take a look around. I got a ton of videos here for you guys. You know, everything from, like I said, construction and design tips to filtration and, you know, how to take care and maintain your pond. A lot of videos here, well over 100 videos at this point. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully it helped you out, and we'll see you back on another video. So take care. Have a great day. Bye.